Hey everybody, welcome back to Purpose Built. Today didn't feel quite like working on the Porsche and thought I'd better show you my Kombi project, as you've seen in the last video. I pretty much pulled it out of a field. It had all the rear end pillaged. So I've sourced most bits, missing a few bits, but I should be able to get them before I flip it back over. And yeah, pretty much I stripped it all out and pulled all the doors off, pulled all the glass out and stripped everything I could that was on the inside and turned it over. So I built a shitty rotisserie, sorry about the wind. Built a shitty rotisserie a couple years back when I was working on a split window that I had before I bought the Porsche. Sold it to buy the Porsche, which took me a lot of work, but gotta move on. And yeah, so a few modifications. I made it fit the bay window, and yeah, replaced heap of the front floor, as you can see up here, and a bit of the floor here and down the bottom. I'll show you around in a second. Plan for it is to build it up pretty much stock, maybe a little bit of a lift in it rather than going low. My last Kombi was pretty low, and at the end of the day, when I wanted to take it out and camping and whatnot, it was just not worth it. Didn't work and not built for the purpose. And so yeah, this one I've done a few modifications. I've changed the rear engine cover and put a hatch in it out of a later model T3. I'll show you that as well. And yeah, today I'm just going to be grinding and painting and surface prepping the underside to seam seal, undercoat and paint up. I'm just going to paint it grey, and the outside paint I'll show you guys later. I don't even know it yet. But yeah, just nice stock grey. It'll be all body schultz, underbody deadened, whatever people want to call it, and yeah, painted in like a factory grey colour. I think it should work. Everything else is pretty much factory. Not that I don't like modifying cars, it's just that with this build I've in the past gone full crazy, and it's worked, and I did many Ks in the car, but it just wasn't built for what I wanted to do. And so yeah, this one I'm gonna build it for camping, going up hills, doing what it was built for. So at the front here, I've replaced a lot of the front nose. So I replaced this black panel. It went in alright, but just taking my time getting in. So the light is horrible here. It took my time just slowly spot welding it in. I've seen and heard of many different styles of welding in here, but I felt take my time. I was not in a rush to weld it all in so I could flip it back over. And so every time I came in the shed, just a little bit here, a little bit there, and just work my way down. And so I've welded pretty much all the way around, and it needs a bit of a grind and stuff like that, which was pretty much what I'm up to today. And tomorrow, you'll see both days. Over here, I replaced part of the floor here, inner step, top of the step, and same down the bottom here. Replaced all the back here, a few patches, and also had to replace in here the front bumper mounts had been torn out in the past, and so I've put those back in. Old list here of bits I was patching up. A few patches in the floor here, and someone had bolted old seats in, so up the top here I've fixed that up. And then a bit on the sill. I probably should have bought a new one, but decided in the end to just make a patch up. There's a few little bits in the floor, and both the jacking points, top and bottom. Back's been pretty good. I'll stay out of the light over there because it's horrible. Yeah, just a few patches and a few holes in there. And I've also, also put this in, which is what I was telling you about before. what it looked like when I pulled it out of the field.
So just some photos. Got me checking out the Kombi on my knees, looking real good. The next photo is just more of the same. It was all used as storage and stuff out the back of a farm where he sold lots of Volkswagen parts. So exhaust on the roof and inside and everything else. And then in the shed, just all ripped apart and pulled off. Got a few more doors to do. Rotisseries kind of set up. The last piece I found was really cool. Was after when I was jacking it up and moving it around and stuff, I found a spare key on the floor. And now I better show you what I've been up to.
Okay, so I'm done for today. I've had enough. This is a horrible job. I've got in and cleaned out as much as I can up to this bar here. As you can see, bloody disgusting, covered head to toe in schmutz. So I've got most of it all cleaned up in there. Pretty happy with it. It's not going too bad. It is just filthy work. So I'll get back to it tomorrow. Just over at the bench, I thought I'd show you what I'm using. I came across these at work. They're just like a supportive disc, as it says on the product. It just goes in the angle grinder, and these, which I'm not even going to try and say that because it's going to come out horrible. But they're just a fibre disc. You can get them 60 grit. 25 pack. I think it cost me about $30 and last quite a while, and they're just a flexible grit disc and perfect for knocking the tops off welds. And I find they last a bit longer than, say, the flap wheels. They're just, I don't know, you seem to get down to halfway and they just seem to just sit there and not do much, whereas these you get for about the same price. You get probably about 6 of the flap wheels for about a box of these, so about the same price, but I feel like you get twice the bang for buck. And yeah, just perfect. Sit on top and just straight in, nice and flexible. You can use the edge quite a lot, which takes it down, but it doesn't dig in as much as, definitely not as much as a grinding disc, but About the same as this, but you just get a little bit longer out of them, and I find them really good. So just a tip if anyone's doing similar stuff, and of course just wire wheels if just for all the deschmutzing. Yeah. Okay, back into it today. Just finished work a little bit early, so thought I'd better get some more done so I can get some painted on the weekend. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Okay, so another third done. There's a few bits I can't get to, but most of it's pretty clean. Okay, back in the shed again, third day, giving it a grind. It's not looking too bad. I've started a little bit, just doing a few bits and pieces, touching up over here, getting under the heater tube, and a little bit in here, just with some Scotch Brite. Not looking too bad, but yeah, just need to finish the third bit off today. Okay, so while I'm doing this, it has been bloody hot. So today's a bit cooler. It has been around 42 degrees, but today a lovely, nice and cool 37.1. I have this thing which is in Fahrenheit, but it reads a little high. But yeah, probably about 100 degrees. So sweating me tits off. Okay, so giving it a good go. There's heaps of little bits and pieces that I can't really get to. Just up under the chassis rails in here and in these bits, which is like just on the side of the engine tin. So, covered in schmutz, which looks like pretty much that I've helped a cow get pregnant. It's got lovely and warmer. So, up to a lovely balmy 39 degrees, which I think is about 105. I could be wrong, but it's hot, sweaty, annoying work, but gonna be work. Okay, looking pretty good. I'm really happy with it. I've wheeled it as you've seen, and then went around and scuffed up anything else that I missed or couldn't get to with the grinder. And now I've washed it all down, cleaned it all up, ready to put some rust converter on it, and I'll show you what it looks like. All nice and cleaned up. So heaps of the original. I don't know what white it is, but it's all coming back through now that I've taken everything back and given it a good wash. Main floor, everything looks really nice, and then the engine, or rear suspension area, looks even better. Okay, so I've got my rust converter. Whoa! Rust converter put into this one. Just saves me pouring out of a bottle and brushing it all on. So I'll spray it on. I'll spray it all on, and then I can go over it again with a paintbrush. But yeah, just want to get all the floor and all the rust bits done, just to convert it, and then onto the seam sealer. So let's go. Okay, I'm done for today. I don't even know how many days I've been up to. But it's all been rust converted. It's pretty much just taken off all the rusty bits. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, so looking pretty good. I'll come in tomorrow and start seam sealing all the little edges, just to get it all nice and actually, start again, sorry. I'm gonna come along and I'll paint all the edges with some nice undercoat, and then seam seal it, and then I can paint over the whole thing. I have seen and read and everything else that you just can seam seal over the top of anything as long as it's treated underneath, but I don't like the thought of things getting under there and it just being straight on the bare metal. So I'll undercoat, seam sealer, and then paint the whole underside. Yeah, so until later. Okay, so looking pretty good. Got it all dried out pretty much. Come on. The rest of it looks pretty good. I'll take you in for a look. So it's all gone off and converted all the rust. I haven't done in the engine bay. I'm gonna wait till later to get all that done. But all the floor has all been converted. It's all looking pretty good. I just need to go over. There's a few bits like this. I just have to. It's just a bit of residue. So wipe all that up, and then I'm gonna go around and paint all the seams. Just mix up some primer. Just gonna go brush it around all the seams on the front and rear over here, front and behind me. Also, fucking awesome band. Okay, all done. I'm happy with that. I just gone around, as I said, and just lined in. Whoa, way too close. Just lined in all the seam sealer, top and bottom, and then same over this side. Just all around the seams. Well, up here along the dog leg, around the front and the front floor. Just as I said before, not the biggest fan of, sorry, red marks everywhere. Just not the biggest fan of having the two pieces of metal or the seam or anything like that and just putting seam sealer over the top. So just really want to just put some, I like to, other people are gonna say you don't have to, the seam sealer is good enough, it's gonna seal, but I just like to have it on there and seam seal over the top, and then I can paint it, and I'm not gonna have to stay awake at night and think about the rust. Okay, back in again. Paint's all dry, just time to get some seam sealer on there and get it done so I can finish this part. All done. I'll show you what I did. So as you see in the time lapse, I was just going front and rear, and so I've just smoothed out and run the seam sealer along all the seams, top and bottom, down on the underside, driver's side, and then all in there, and then a bit around the front, and then around the heater tube as well. A little bit messy down here, but in reality I'm not going to see it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. So that's going to be it for this week. I've got a little prepped, as you've seen. Next job is to paint and body shorts, which I'm really looking forward to. It took me a lot longer to get where I am today. It took me about 4 days, afternoons and bits and pieces, so probably like 2.5 full days. But yeah, killer job. Happy it's done. Really keen to get on to the next part of painting. It's onwards and upwards from there. So thanks for watching. Next job's going to be the painting, and yeah, I'll be chopping and changing between Porsche episodes and Kombi episodes. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll split them up so it's easy to watch. But yeah, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. Cheers.